Hello, another day, another e-bike review, and today I am looking at the Engwe EP2 Boost. That's what it is, the EP2 Boost. Quick rundown with what you get for your money. 20-inch by 4-inch fat tyres, always good. 250 watt motor, UK legal. 7-speed Shimano Tawny gear set. Luggage rack capable of carrying 25 kilos. Brake light, front light, lockable front suspension. A, 48 volt, 13 amp hour battery. They claim is good for 75 miles. Nice plush saddle, foldable pedals. Yeah, removable battery. Handlebars fold down, pedals fold in, all folds in half. Everyone's a winner. As with all of these e-bikes, you can expect it to weigh a fair bit. This one is coming in at 38 kilo, so just beware if you're looking for a nice lightweight thing. I'm going to whip you round, let you have a look at it, and then I'm going to take it on a 25-mile jaunt, let you know how my bumhole fares, and exactly what you can expect out of this bike. As you can see, fit and finish is really well made. You've got your plug in there to charge it up. It takes about 6.5 hours to fully charge. You can remove the battery and charge it off of the bike. What else do you need to know why I'm stood here? The finish of the bike is, yeah, as you can see, lovely, really no problem. No rear suspension, no suspension seat post, but the fat tyres really do help absorb the bumps. I've not had an issue. I'm halfway through the journey at the moment and I've had no issue. Computer gives you all the information you need to know, your speed, your odometer, your max speed, how far the trip has been. Also gives you battery bars from 5 down to nothing to show you how much battery you have left. And obviously a speedo to tell you your current speed. It cuts off at 15.5 miles an hour. It is a torque sensor rather than a cadence sensor. So you have to have pressure on the pedals for the motor to be working. But the trick up its sleeve, which works an absolute blinder, is the boost button. When you're going up a steep hill, you press that boost button, it will give you all the power it can, which will exceed 250 watt, but only for a minute at a time. That means it is still UK legal. I've used this boost button a fair amount today, and it does really make the difference. It makes those hill climbs so much easier. Got a bell instead of a horn, which is all good. You have got the flappy paddle type grips, which are really comfortable for your arms. A very, very, very adjustable handlebar height. I'm only short, I have it on the lowest settings. So as you can see, it will do little legs, daddy long legs. Metal mud guards, they all work absolutely fine. Right, fit and finish, that's what I was trying to get to. As you can see, the paintwork and everything is really good. It's like a powder coat type finish. The welds, as with most Engwes, are industrial, but they're nicely done. They do a job. I've yet to have one fail on me, and I have had a lot of Engwe bikes. Not really much else to say, so let me show you around and show you what it's got to offer. So from the off, you have got 180mm mechanical disc brakes front and rear. Side stand, as I say, 20 by 4-inch fat tyres on the back. Brake light just there. 20kg rack. Shimano Tawny gear set, 7-speed, going along 2 foldable, what are they called? Pedals. As you can see, the bike folds in the middle. Get round that. Lockable front suspension. Mag wheels. Got a light at the front. Don't know if that's picking that up. Yes, it is. Foldable handlebars. And around to the cockpit. Let's turn her on, see if you can see it. The display is clearly visible in bright sunlight. Don't know what you're going to pick up on the camera. There's your Shimano gear set, as most entry-level e-bikes have. Boost button that you press for a minute at a time, giving you all the gubbins you need to do. up and down for pedal assist, on off button, information, lights. All in all, a cracking little e-bike. So let's go take this bad boy for a ride and find out exactly what it's like on the on-road test. So, as usual, we will start off seeing what it rides like as a bike with no motor. Pulling away in full. My Insta360 is having a nightmare. I think I might have broken it. Let's hope not, because I haven't brought my GoPro with me to record. Anyway, cycling through the gears, zero issues. Zero issues, nice smooth gear change. Seating position great, seat comfortable. It's very windy today, so I apologise if you're getting wind noise. Yeah, good place to be. Foot position's fine on the pedals. Hands right out in front of me. Handle's nice. All in all, first impressions, a very comfy place to be. Now, I've tested loads and loads of Engwe bikes, and I've tested the EP2, which was a cadence sensor bike, without the boost button at 250 watt motor. And I questioned whether or not 250 watt was enough. Well, this is about to tell me if the boost button is a good idea or not. So with the UK e-bike law being as mental as it is, stating 15.5 miles an hour and 250 watt motor, I like the way that Engwe constantly adapt their bikes to suit your needs. The inclusion of the boost button keeps it within the UK legal parameters, but does take away the pain of climbing up hills. These style of e-bikes are very comfortable to ride. I've got the handlebars set on the lowest setting. 2 seconds, always a tight thing to navigate. Not a problem. Again, I've not changed out of 7th gear. And with this now being a torque sensor rather than a cadence sensor, I think it's brilliant. Basically what that means is, with a cadence sensor, if your pedals are turning, your engine's running. With this, it senses the pressure you're putting on the pedals. So what it means is if you want to put more effort in, keep it on pedal assist 1, but you can still get up to 15.5 miles an hour on pedal assist 1. A cadence sensor will cut off at 6, 8, 10, etc, etc. So you can put as much or as little effort in as you like. When you get to a steeper hill and you're putting in more effort, the engine responds accordingly and gives you a bit more of a grunt. Then you've got the inclusion of the boost button. Everyone's a winner in the game of life. So with the adjustments that this bike has got, it will suit people with little legs to daddy long legs. I am Mr. Average off the shelf apart from the size of my stomach. It's got a carrying capacity of 150 kilos. So if you take a look at me being 90, 95 kilos, I've still got 55 kilos I can strap or tow to this bike, and it's still going to do the job within their parameters. It gives you so much room for activities. So we're coming up now to a more gravelly, off-roady section. With this being a budget level bike, it doesn't have rear suspension, but it does have those big fat tyres. And I've got to say, as you can see at the moment, zero issues riding it, with a little bit of bump. Obviously, I'm not hooning around properly off-road. Not sure if I mentioned previously, it's got a 48 volt, sorry, that's an absolute lie. 48 volt, 13 amp hour battery, which is meant to be good for around 75 miles of range. Please bear in mind that range is at pedal assist 1 with a wafer thin rider. Let's just whip up here, as I always do. Didn't stack it, it obviously does the job. So, with me covering 25 miles today, if I have any battery left, I think that's acceptable. I will be hammering the boost button, and for the most part, I will have it on pedal assist 5. Purely because I haven't got any motor assistance at the moment, because I'm over 15.5. Thank you. Thank you. Glad they weren't kicky. As you may have heard there, it comes with a little bell, which is far better than an obnoxious horn. And the stopping power is given to you by mechanical, is it mechanical? Let's say mechanical 180mm disc brakes. That paired with your 20-inch wheels with 4-inch fat tyres. I'm currently doing 17 miles an hour and stop. A very good stopping distance. As usual, with all of these bikes, the brakes are arse about face. Just be aware of that in case you want to anchor up your back wheel, accidentally pull the front brake, and go for a Burton Superman stylie. So, as some of you may or may not know, out of all of the bikes I've reviewed, and I've reviewed a lot, the Engwe Engine Pro 2.0 is a bike I've decided to keep for myself. Brilliant bike, 3-point suspension at the back, big old motor, you can go along at nearly 30 miles an hour, really, really comfortable. This bike is very similar in design. Obviously a much smaller motor, it doesn't have the hydraulic brakes, has the same size wheels, but it has no suspension. The comfort level after 5.5 miles of riding it, as a daily commuter, go into the shops, brilliant. You can strap 25 kilograms to the back on that rack. I would have no problem taking this, doing a bit of bike packing. Obviously you've got to bear the range in mind. This is, although it may not look it, a very bumpy cycle track. And the fact it's got no rear suspension definitely isn't an issue. The seat's comfortable enough, and those fat tyres do absorb quite a bit. And you can always whack a suspension seat post on it. I am finding after this time though, that again, these pedals, for me, and I could just be a freak of nature, are set just a little bit too far back for me, but my feet are in the middle of my sole on the pedals. I like to be on my toes. Could do with me just raising the seat a little bit, might sort it out, which I'll probably do in a moment. I'm currently in pedal assist 3. I love torque sensors. There's nothing worse than jumping on a cadence sensor, hitting that pedal and off you go, and you're set at 5 different speeds. I want to ride at whatever speed I want to ride and get the assistance I want to get. Torque sensors every step of the way for me. As you can see, I'm a fat knacker, not blowing, not puffing, cruising along at 15 miles an hour. Yeah, sometimes it's good. I'll let you know how my Harris feels a bit later on, because I really ain't a fan of bike seats. So, out the box, I've got to say, doddle to put together. I am very well versed in it. It comes, what did it take me, about 20 minutes to put together. But as I say, I'm a dab hand, I've done a few. Yeah, basically your front tyre, mud guards, rack, handlebars, pedals, seat, and lights. Talking of lights, got brake lights, got headlights. Battery's removable, the bike does fold, pedals do fold. They are plasticky, holding my feet absolutely fine, but I do prefer metal pedals. Again, it's the budget end of the spectrum. The gears, Shimano Tawny 7-speed, as all budget e-bikes have. But this is a very quiet bike to ride. Thank you. Yes, the motor is very quiet and comparable to the tyre noise or road noise from the tyres. Not getting any funny looks off people thinking I'm a hoodlum. Hello.
Hi.
As you can see. So from the off, I am in top gear. No, I'm not, I'm in fifth gear. And it allowed me to pull away nice. Very manoeuvrable. I will be a little bit careful because I've done the bolts up, so there's a chance they'll come loose. All right, let's turn them lights on. I don't know if they're on or not because I've got my shades on. There we go. They work. It's not really dark enough in here to appreciate it, as you can see, but I am still wearing my shades. But you know, you've got to look cool as flip, ain't you? So up and down curbs. Not a problem. Big bouncy tyres. Absolutely fine. So e-bikes are notoriously heavy. And this, of course, is no exception. Coming in at 38, I believe, kilos. But when you ride it, it certainly doesn't feel it. Most definitely agile enough. And maybe you pop the front up, pop the back up, doing what you need to do. Lift it into the back of the car. Obviously, for a man mountain like myself, it is zero issue. For some of you mere mortals, you might struggle. So here we are now on an 8-mile stretch of off-roady, gravelly cycle track. Gets bumpy further up, it's going to be muddy because we had a bit of rain last night. There's potholes, all sorts of mixtures. Just wanted to give you my take on some of these e-bike reviews. Isn't me punting my channel, watch what you bleeding want to watch, don't give a monkeys. If I never got sent another e-bike tomorrow, so be it. Ain't going to affect me at all. It's paid for what I needed it to pay for, which is my charity trips. So, you're always going to get honesty from me. But, always look at the person and condition doing these rides. I'm a nearly 50-year-old man. I've got buggered knees. I'm definitely overweight and I do not work out. I take these bikes on a 25 to 30 mile ride over varying conditions to see how they perform. Yes, I get given the bikes for free. But as previously mentioned, if they're pants, I am going to tell you they're pants. If they're not, I'm going to tell you they're not. A lot of people out there will sing their praises in hopes of keep getting them farmed to them. You know, fair play to them, do what you want to do. But look for the things that are applicable to you. Me personally, I hate being violated by seats. I absolutely hate climbing hills. And the seating position, and because of my knees, the ergonomics when I'm cycling is everything. If that applies to you, so be it. Also, the style of riding. Should you want the moped style of just twist and go, pedal and go, or an actual cycling experience? I'm in the latter camp, and I'm always going to be a bit biased toward torque sensor motors. Or mid-drive motors are also very good. I've sampled lots of different brands of bike, and for the most part they've all been very good, but they've all got their uses and quirks. One thing that is a common denominator for all of them is the ranges they tell you they're going to do, they are not going to do. So with this one claiming a range of 75 miles, I would estimate, carrying my portly frame, I'd be good to get 50 out of it. And let's face it, 50 miles normally enough for anyone. Seat still not giving me jip. I mean, I know it's there. It's got a nice vent underneath to give you a graft around Biffin's Bridge. Fat tyres are soaking everything up. Mud guards are doing their job, metal mud guards. You get the odd occasional ting as stones hit it. Again, Engwe appear to have knocked out a very good entry-level budget bike. I mean, I'm only in pedal assist 1. Cruising along at the 15.5 miles an hour on the flat, and I didn't even know I was only in pedal assist 1. That's how easy it is to pedal. I wish Engwe done some more lighter commuter style e-bikes, torque sensors with actual gears, because let's go over here, it's normally boggy and muddy, but it's not, and these fat tyres will handle anything. Yeah, I've tested out their P20, which is exactly that, but it's a single speed, and it was a brilliant bike for what it was. Expensive for a smaller single speed bike, but it done a fantastic job of hill climbing and motoring along. It would be good to have the Brompton style of bike, electric, with gears. No doubt they're out there. I'm fortunate enough that I don't need to go hunting for them, because they go looking for me, the Isle of Wight's premium e-bike reviewer. So we're coming up to the bumpy, potholey section. Yeah, no real issue. I'll hit a couple of these in a minute. In fact, let's just see if I can do a little zero problem. Not really the sort of bike you want to be jumping. So let's hit some potholes. Right. 11 mile in, trying my damnedest to hit potholes on gravel. As you can see, I'm not slipping, I'm not sliding. My monkey stump remains intact. A little bit of a bounce from time to time. But yeah, the front suspension's working wonders. It is lockable. Don't believe it's got preload. I'll have a look at the book later. But absolutely zero problem. I'm liking it so far. I'm really liking it. I was impressed with the EP2 with what it gave you for 250 watt. But 55 newton meters of torque to climb some hills. 2 thumbs up. And the ease it is to just pedal along at my 15.5 mile an hour. I'm now in pedal assist 2. Properly effortless. Now let's have a look. The information you get on your computer. You get, I can't read because my eyes work as well as my knees. Right, total distance, average speed, trip, the odometer, which tells you what your trip is again, and then whatever that is. I don't know, current speed, that don't make sense. Oh no, that was my max speed. Sorry, couldn't see because of me pole. 31.9 mile an hour. Very good. Did not feel like it was struggling at all to be secure with my carcass. So 13 miles in, and for the last couple of miles it's been a real bumpy track, as you can appreciate. Starting to feel it on the rear. But let's see what it is like standing up on this bike. Feel secure, pedals don't feel like they're going to break, my feet don't feel like they're going to slip off. Liking it. Liking it. Still haven't lost my first bar of battery yet, which is a bonus. Out of 5, that is. But I would imagine it will be coming very, very soon. I don't know if I'm just in a good mood or whether this has been a nice ride. Everyone else must be in a good mood because I've not copped the ump even with the horse riders. Right, while we're on a nice calm bit, let's have a look at some of the negatives. Foot position could do with being a little bit further forward. Pedals could definitely stand to be better if they were metal, but they are folding pedals. Meets with the aesthetics. Suspension seat post would be a great addition. But all in all, you can improve anything on this bike. You can improve anything on any bike. Look at the bike for what the bike is and see if it is worth, I hope that weren't a wasp just flew in my hat, see if it is worth what they're asking for it and weigh it up against the other bikes in the market. If I had to pick between this and my Engine Pro wins every single day of the week. I really do think I've got a bee on my head, hang on. No, I'm just a Jessie. But if I was going out for a bike ride and someone offered me a £5,000 normal run-of-the-mill mountain bike or one of these to do any sort of distance, you can poke your bleeding normal bike right up your Rooper Dupe. I'm picking one of these every day of the week. Wish the UK laws were different, because it'll be great if you could cruise along at 25 mile an hour on these things. The brakes and stopping distance should allow you to do so. I don't get. They limit these to 15.5 mile an hour. Why not just set speed limits? And if you get caught speeding, like you do in your car, my car can do over 70 miles an hour. My motorbike certainly can do over 70 miles an hour. But you know, you don't get pulled over and say, your bike's capable of it, therefore illegal. Just set speed limits. And you can have varying speed limits. If it's a built up area, put it down to 15.5. If you're in the middle of nowhere, come to poke it. Or am I just mental? So one thing I'm going to say about this specific bike, and again, it could be in my head, but I don't think it is. Actually pedalling at your 15.5 miles an hour in the lower settings, the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, is an absolute doddle. And it's not the biggest battery, it's definitely not the most powerful motor, but I've really not had an issue with it. I've barely climbed out of level 3. Put it in a 5 a couple of times for hills, obviously hitting the boost button, which by the way works a treat. Gear changes are absolutely fine, but on the flat, pedalling along, maintaining your 15.5, let's get a face full of branch, miles an hour, this bike does really, really well. Pulling away from the off, that torque sensor, I so much prefer them. There's no delay in starting or stopping. Instant, and it just deals with whatever you're putting down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thumbs up, Engwe. It is worth noting, after support from Engwe, I have had 2 separate bikes where I've had notices about battery. And this is very important to note. There's a lot of reports about battery problems, battery fires, etc, etc, etc. Both times, Engwe have contacted me over and over to make sure that I've disposed of the battery, they've replaced the battery, they've given me instructional videos on what you need to do, and then asked for confirmation that this has all been carried out. You could be saying, you know, there shouldn't be any issues. The fact that they are dealing with them and making sure you're doing the right thing is a bonus in my eyes. Battery technology is still emerging. I've not had any issues with fires, stuff like that. The battery on this can be charged in or out of the bike. Just don't charge anything indoors. Both of the issues that they had on the two models that I'm aware of was only in a small percentage of those bikes, and straight away they recalled the lot. Can't really ask for more than that, can you? You look at some of the vehicle and motor vehicle recalls you get. I remember the old Renault Clio, the boot just used to flap up and blind you. And a lot of them only get recalled in certain countries because those countries are the ones that complain. They will take the 3% casualty. I'm proper waffling now. Thank you. Thought I'd mention it. First bar of battery lost at the stroke of 16 miles. So here we go. We're going into a proper steep, short, very steep hill. Up the pedal assist, 5, 2, we'll drop down a couple of gears. Hit that boost button. It works a treat, don't jog your back or anything like that. Just gives you all that you can possibly need. That's got to be at least a 15% hill, maybe even 20. It is short, but work a treat that. I was the wrong way with the gears. Happy days. So we're hitting the 20-mile mark and absolutely zero issues. But it is the point in this video where I'm going to tell you why the e-bike law in the UK absolutely sucks. And in fact is dangerous. Let's make no bones about it. As you can see, I'm on a national speed limit road here. Tight old road, doing my 15.5 miles an hour. Loads of corners, loads of bends, no verges for me to pull over or anything like that. That car behind is being very, very patient, which is great. I'm at my top speed of 15.5 miles an hour, and he is now stuck. Not him, but some people will be getting rather impatient about now, and that encourages close passes and all the other stuff that goes with it. You allow 28-30 mile an hour, it will be a different story altogether. But there's my 2 pence worth. It's actually dangerous to limit these things on public roads, which you have. By all means, cycle lanes, paths, limit them to 15.5, not an issue. 28 mile an hour, which is the old moped speed. Yeah, that should be the law. You can still book people for speeding on the path. I mean, obviously you need to prove that they're speeding, but the fact that your bike is capable of 28 mile an hour shouldn't be an offence in itself. Unless you're being ridiculous and you've got an all singing, all dancing 3,000 watt sewer on. In these situations, just because you want a bit of control, it is dangerous. So I'm 23 miles in, just starting my last big long climb of the day, which is about half a mile, 10 to 12% hill. I'm in gear 4, pedal assist 5. My legs are just starting to feel it. Press that boost button. Hopefully the minute will give me just enough to get past the crest of the steepest bit. Again, yeah, that was an absolute treat. I tested the L20 boost and I was a bit critical of it. I wasn't really using it, or couldn't get my head around the concept. But taking a casual ride with this one, boosting again, it does sort of make sense. What doesn't make sense is the law surrounding the e-bikes that require you to be able to get around like a boost button. But again, pulling away like that from a start or on a hill, it was invaluable. Yeah, my monkey stump definitely knows I've been sitting on a seat. It is gravity taking effect. Definitely not the worst seat I've had. 100%. I mean, I could easily do that again and not be laid up in bed asking my wife to massage my glutes. Still climbing. No need for a boost, not putting in huge amounts of effort. Lost half a battery at 23 mile. It's registering that at the moment, but I am climbing, so it will go down a little. So I reckon 50 mile is definitely doable on this bike. Comfortably. Anyway, I'm not that far away from home. I'm a few miles out, which is far enough so none of you start stalking me. I'll jump back now to previously stood by an arch to tell you what I think of her. So, how have I found it to ride? In short, a doddle, gotta say. The inclusion of a suspension seat post would definitely improve it, but it is not an uncomfortable ride. My monkey stump knows I've ridden it. I have ridden far, far worse. And you've got a vent in the middle here. All good in the hood. It doesn't rattle. It's a real quiet bike. The gear changes are smooth. The fact that it is a torque sensor is, obviously, if you've watched my channel before, you know I prefer them. Yeah, I've barely come out of level 2 and 3 on the flat. It's been effortless to ride. Fit and finish, absolutely fine. Comfort level, absolutely fine. Would say, probably have said in the video, obviously, pedals, in my humble opinion, if they were set forward, even by 50mm, 100mm, it would be ergonomically just that little bit better. I am finding the middle of my feet on the pedals. Foldable pedals work. They hold your weight when you stand on them. They are plasticky. They do look a little cheap compared to the metal pedals that Engwe normally dish out, but they do work. And you have to bear in mind, this is an entry-level e-bike. The height adjustment, fine. Grip's fine. To be fair, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to find a problem with it. The weight being 38 kilo, it's an e-bike. Unless you're going to start spending mega money on an e-bike, you're going to have a heavy bike. The fact you can take the battery out to charge it is brilliant. And one thing I do like, and I wish all e-bikes done it, the key, some people don't like the position, doesn't matter to me. But the fact that you've actually got to turn it on with a key does mean, even if someone tries to chav it and you've taken your key with you, they can't use it as an e-bike, which is a bit of a bonus. The look of it, this always divides people. I don't mind them. I started off really not liking this style of e-bike, but you've got a nice low central stanchion there. If you come off that seat, you're not going to do the boys any damage. If you're a girl, I don't know what the equivalent is, but there won't be any snail trails. Oh, I can't put that in. I'm putting it in. I don't give a monkeys. All in all, everything has done its job. Mudguards I've not really tested because it's not really muddy. But in saying that, every other Engwe bike I've tried hasn't been a problem. Lockable suspension works. Yeah, everything is a winner so far with this bike, with the exceptions of the parts I mentioned. Seat post, pedal position, pedals. Anything else jumps out at me? No. I'm an old, unfit bloke with knackered knees, and it has been an absolute doddle. I'm guessing you're going to get at least 50 mile out of a charge on this. I don't see why you wouldn't. If you like it, link down below. Please bear in mind, I didn't pay for this. They did send this to me. That doesn't in any way, shape or form influence the way I'm going to talk about them. I assess every bike for what the bike is. Hardtail e-bike, entry level. I've assessed the bike for that. Awesome that it is a torque sensor. Awesome it's got that boost button. Awesome the gears and everything work as they should, as do the brakes. Yes, where they save their money, mechanical disc brakes rather than hydraulic, etc, etc. Go and have a look at more videos in case I'm full of me mother's cooking. That's a very polite way of putting it rather than swearingly. Engwe, EP2 boost. Until next time, ta-ra. I'm dressed like a pirate.